friends. Before we finish our study for this week, I want us to reflect on a story kind of hidden between the water from the rock incident and Moses and Jethro's visit. We find the record of the event in Exodus 17, verses 8 to 16. It was the unwarranted attack from the Amalekites to the Israelites. But who were they? And why did they hate the Israelites? Amalek was the son of Esau and Timnah, and the Amalekites were their descendants who were nomads in southern Canaan. So they were distant relatives of the Israelites and technically were fighting their own family. How sad when families turn against each other. So much damage can be done. And how unnecessary. As a result of this unjustified attack on the Israelites, God said to Moses that he would completely blot out the name of Amalek from under heaven. And this is a warning for people today. Be careful of going against God's anointed, for there can be eternal consequences. But I also want us to focus on Moses' role in this battle. He said he would stand on top of the hill with the staff of God in his hands. So Joshua fought the Amalekites as Moses had ordered, and Moses, Aaron, and Hur went to the top of the hill. As long as Moses held up his hands, the Israelites were winning. But whenever he lowered his hands, the Amalekites were winning. When Moses' hands grew tired, they took a stone and put it under him, and he sat on it. Aaron and Hur held up his hands, one on one side, one on the other, so that his hands remained steady till sunset. This is so symbolic of spiritual intercession, of dependence on God, and of spiritual warfare. Our first point, Moses had his rod in his hands, the rod that God had told him to use on so many occasions for divine interventions. What do you have in your hands? If God can use a rod, he can use anything that you have in your hands to manifest himself. Secondly, intercessory prayer works. Talk to any praying Christian, and they will have a plethora of testimonies to share about answered intercessory prayers. Third point, when you feel you can't pray on your own, or that your faith falters, or you don't have the strength to intercede for others on your own, lean on your spiritual brothers and sisters. There's a reason we're called the family of God. It's because we have to be there for each other, especially when one of us is weak. Moses was unable to keep his hands up with his rod for the entire day, so Aaron and Hur stepped in to help support their leader. Are you supporting your pastor, your spiritual leaders? Do you pray for them? Do you intercede for them? Point number 4. There are around 100 verses in the Bible about lifting hands in prayer, praise, and worship to God, symbolizing surrender to God. Isn't it time we start lifting our hands to God too? It's not just the Old Testament stuff. God doesn't change, and we still need to surrender to him. And well, with these thoughts, we come to the end of our week. Thank you for studying with me. Remember to join your local Sabbath school this Sabbath to deepen the study of God's Word. God bless.